Hello YouTubers, Sonic Ox here. This is Saturday, December 9th, 2023. I hope you and your families are all doing well and that you're enjoying the Christmas season. So this was a pretty exciting day with the OX7 today. You saw I modified a little bracket on my radio to hold what's in this box. I ordered an FPV monitor because I can't stand having goggles on my face. So I got, and there's some proper props. They're the 7-inch HQ props, number 4 pitch and 3 blades. Anyway, back to the screen. It's a 7-inch LCD from Eachine, and it's supposed to have diversity. It's got 2 antennas. I don't know if it's got 2 receivers. It's supposed to. I get out my old trusty pocket knife and end up not even needing it. So this is a pretty cool little screen. It's got a collapsible sunshade. It's really quite bright. It's got a good screen on it. It's got a DVR in it, so I can record the on-screen display and that kind of thing. Owner's manual, a fine cloth, lens cleaning cloth, screen cleaning cloth. It comes with some AV cables. Comes with a charger. Comes with a little adapter so that you can run an exterior battery also. Comes with 2 little antennas that I'm not going to use. And of course it's reverse polarity, which nobody hardly uses, but I did get, you saw those little adapters I got for it. And it does have 2, it's got a little soft velvety bag. But it's got those 2 antennas, so I put nicer fox ears on it, the pagoda that matches the one that's on the quad there that you can see, and then also a directional patch antenna from fox ear. So there's the OX7 outfitted with its new props. I still haven't changed that one LED strip, so that's still bothering me. But here's the screen, and it's got really a nice output. It's got all the OSD information on it. And I should have waited until tomorrow to test it and fly with it because it's already getting quite dark. But there's a picture of the setup. I modified that little bracket, and then I tie my lanyard to the bracket so that there's no excess pressure on the radio, especially because I think the monitor is a little heavier than the radio. And there you can see I've got the better antennas on it. And it shouldn't interfere with my control link, but if it does, and if I decide I don't like that setup, I'll just put it on a tripod next to me. I like having it hooked to the controller, but if it gets too cumbersome, I'll just switch. There you can see the pretty little LED lights in the Radio Master Pocket transmitter. And then I've got the video receiver monitor hooked up and running, and I've got my antennas configured how I want. And it switches automatically between the two antennas to whichever has the better signal. And right now I'm just monkeying with the menus. I'm making sure that the DVR works and everything. So I put a card in it and went outside. So here you can see it's already getting quite dark, and my plan is just to lift off and fly around a little bit above the property and show you the view I'm getting from the FPV monitor. And there it is. And it's really got all the, now the picture's going to be a lot better with better light, but it's got all of the on-screen display information that I want. I still don't know why my RSSI percent is so low. That's it in the upper left corner at like, I think that's displaying in a percentage, and 14% is really terrible. So I don't know, I still haven't had a loss of control link, but that concerns me, that flashing 13-14% is just not going to cut it if that's true. And on this flight, I was having a little trouble with the GPS hold, the position hold. It's in altitude hold right now, and it's doing fine with that. But when I switch over to GPS position hold, it gets really wonky, and the control isn't great. There's a little breeze blowing, I think from the southeast, blowing northwest, but that's not what's causing that wonky hold. So I experiment with that a little bit, but mainly I'm just interested in seeing the view I get from the monitor. There's a little more breakup in there than there should be, in my opinion. I think maybe my VTX is still not outputting the proper amount. I need to take the cover off and study the LEDs and make sure that it's putting out. Yeah, I'll probably run it on like 400 milliwatts output. It supposedly goes up to 800, but I'll only use that if I need it. And I've only got 8 or 9 satellites tonight, and that might be part of the wonky hold. I'm not sure why. It's usually much higher than that. It's a cloudless night. I don't know if where I'm getting interference of the GPS reception. Also, there's a couple of things I'm going to take off of the on-screen display. That 505 altitude, that's supposed to be the mean over sea level altitude, and it's not registering properly, so I'll probably just remove that. And then because the other altitude in the upper right corner showing, I don't know, 96 feet right now, that one's working properly, and I'll keep that. I'll keep the ground speed. I don't know if I need the throttle output number there, 18, 19, but it's interesting to me because in position hold and altitude hold, INAV 7 is putting the majority of the input for that. So it is interesting to see the throttle position. Again, it's kind of snowy, kind of a lot of breakup, which I think I'm going to be able to fix. So overall, so far, this is the maiden on this monitor, but so far I'm really happy with it. And I'm even happy with the way it's fastened to the radio. although I may put it on a tripod next to me. I don't like that as well because sometimes you want to walk around while you're flying to improve your video transmission and reception, and also your control link. But yeah, this is a successful test. I'll do a lot more with it tomorrow when it's nice and sunny out, and I'll get a much better view. So there's the touchdown with that, and then it gives you the stats. I like that about it. It's really, too dark for this kind of testing, but, I was excited about it and wanted to get up in the air for just a little while anyway. And then, after this, I'll put up the view from the little Firefly camera. It doesn't really like low light either, but it's interesting to see what your setup is capable of. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, so here's the flight footage coming up from the action cam. The 7 or 8 year old Hawkeye Firefly 6S. I do plan on getting a better action camera, whether it's a GoPro, like 10 or earlier. I think those are the ones. I think they're up to 12 or more model, the Hero. But I'll probably go with a couple generations back just because they're just as good for my purposes and they're a lot less expensive. I might get one of those RunCam Thumb Pros also, or instead of. Those are pretty good and they're really light. So we'll just see, how I can improve on this Firefly footage. But this does show you the wonky position hold and the smoother altitude hold, and I never came out of angle mode because it was just concerning me that it was getting dark and I had that little breeze and I had the wonky GPS, so I thought discretion is probably the better part of valor, and only stayed up a few minutes. There you can see my neighbor's Christmas lights and stuff, so that's kind of nice. And I think tomorrow during the day when it's sunny out, it'll be a lot better video, but it's a fun test. You can see that hill out there to the east of my property every once in a while. My plan is, I have a little goal to take the four-wheeler out there and up on that hill a little bit, and then fly the quad, the OX7, back to home and set it down. That'll be a good test. It's probably over a mile from my place to that hill. And if you're up on the hill, I'll have really good line of sight, and I shouldn't have any control link issues, and I should have video the whole way. So that'll probably be my next test. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or not, but still trying to get this whole system gelling, everything working together properly. It's a lot of fun, and the setup is pretty complete now. I do still have a bigger, higher capacity battery on order, but it's on a slow boat, from our friends to the east. That it's a lithium ion pack, and it's I think 4,000 milliamp hour setup. It's got the the bigger cells, not the 18650s, but the 21, I can't remember the designation, 21270 or something like that. I don't know. But they should fit on the quad okay, and that pack should give me probably over 20 minutes of flight time, maybe 30. Other guys online have had pretty good luck with them. It's the AW line lithium ion pack 6S. But it's not here yet, so I'm still flying this LiPo battery, which actually does pretty good. I think I can get about 10 minutes of flight out of it if if the conditions are right, if it's not too windy or I don't get too crazy with the controls. So that's still to look forward to. And I am going to replace that LED strip. Oh, and I learned that with the LED soldering pads on this flight controller, which is the F405 version 4 Speedy B, it has an LED pad in each corner, but they're wired in parallel with that circuit. So the programming you do on one LED strip is for all four. So I'm going to do some rewiring because I want different color LEDs on the front than the back, just so that I can see the orientation in flight. So that's it for me. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year.